I feel like lots of people are looking for like this specific recipe, but in real life, there is no specific recipe. But like that thing you said that you're going in blind, I think that's like the best.
Blind.
That's the best advice is to go in blind because, yeah, you might have like some ideas of like things that have worked before, or what may or may not work, but in reality, you don't actually know until you're sitting there doing it. And to like go in blind and like really evaluate what you're hearing, not what you're thinking about before you get there, not what like somebody said is a sick amp, not like what worked 2 records ago. Like, yeah, just
you're right.
What's in front of you? Like, how does that sound?
And you know, speaking about Cannibal Corpse, I've produced 6 albums with the band, and we've never once used the same concoction of amps. Like we've had Mesa on all those 6 albums, but maybe it was this dual or this triple. But the backing, the secondary amp was always a different amp, all 6 albums, which is just goes to show the blind taste test. You know, to me, I just blinds. When I was earlier in my producing career too, I would A/B things all the time to other stuff I had done or other stuff that I liked. And as I got more comfortable in my own skin as a producer, as a player or musician, I didn't do that any longer. And part of that came from the comfort of working with other bands in the studio that were different. You know, man, I've had the fortune of, obviously I've worked with a lot of death metal, but I've worked with bands like a band like Ether Coven that I worked in, had a lot of clean guitars and a different kind of oversized cabinet and amp and different sound, and then work with Madball or Agnostic Front or Goat Horror or Soylent Green, different bands with different approaches and different guitar tones. And for me, I always want to capture their tone, not my tone. But if a guitar player comes in, sometimes the younger guys might not have a tone they know of. Man, I like this. I like that. Okay, let's figure it out. But the vets, the guys have been doing this a long time.
All those dudes you mentioned have an identity, very clear.
They have an identity. So my job is to capture their tone. And so sometimes when you're early and you're producing, that might be a little uncomfortable for you, especially in today's day and age where you can, bring up a preset or just, do this, but by doing other bands and trying to capture their tone, and sometimes maybe they'd be like, listen, this is my tone. I don't give a shit what you got to do, but you're going to capture this. Okay, that's my job to do it. It made me feel more comfortable in my skin to be able to try new things and not be pigeonholed to just doing one amp and one thing. Oh man, I got to use this amp or that amp or this cabinet, and trying new things. And of course, there's comfort zones we have, different mic pre's, different mics I love, and things, amps I love the best. But I learned by doing all these other bands and records and different styles, that trying new things, you just never know. There's science to a lot of things. And then there's things that are just, it's worth a shot. Always worth a try to try something, because you never know when it's going to be like the one.
Magic.
Yeah, exactly.